The meaning of war, nothing, like there is no electricity, I cannot watch my cartoons and stuff like that.
So you're forced to stay inside, play inside?
Yeah. So you invent your own games, but everybody was playing army teams, everybody was soldiers, everybody was in that mood. It was crazy time, but I think a lot of inventions and a lot of creativity happened in those days.
Making the most of what you got.
Yeah, people invented like some lights, with the oil and like something like this, put the copper or something like that, and you have like electricity. It was so crazy. I remember these things.
And the years after the war,
it was
just as bad, just trying to recovery?
Like this. I see it like this. You walk around Sarajevo, it's apocalyptic. Everything is like down and stuff. But there is a lot of income, of money from Europe, from the world. It was a lot of money helping us. So it was like at one moment. So then the corruption happened. So everything like was stopped because everybody see there is a lot of money, a lot of help from other states. So now we still.
Can you tell the change in population? So after the siege, a lot of people migrated.
Yeah. It was. You can see it now because before Sarajevo had style. You could see very like culture. People well dressed, like polite and stuff. Walking like. I don't know how can I say. It was when you're using a city, you really need to know how to use the city infrastructure. You don't spit on the
You have respect for it, right?
Yeah.
Zatvara se za uvijek. Ma nije nego niti, nema više para, ne može već mjesecima pati čovjek umire. Kontaž, to treba isto snimiti, jedina druga galerija savremene umjetnosti, kontaž koja je nešto radila duplo. Pa evo sad prije govori polako. It was like about Gothic art, paintings and Jesus Christ and something like this, and it was black and white, and I'm studying art history, so I copied it like 10th time in black and white, and I'm doing an exam, and I learned all the paintings because like this one is black and white, this is a little bit different black and white. So in the exam I came and the professor showed me like a painting in color of this what I learned, and I didn't recognize it. And I failed the exam because she was like, come on, this is the most important painting, but I only saw it in the book black and white. So it was really like studying art history in black and white. Really. That's why it's my biggest dream to have books where you can like go through paintings in color.
But if you started a project like books to Bosnia, would that be accepted here as a gift?
I think I think it could be one of the most valuable projects for students
if
here.
it's not through the government.
If it's not through the government, because then they would take money and do nothing.
Yeah, like
so,
if it's, for example, you know me, I know her, so you know both of us, then you say, okay, I'm going to donate or make an event or something, like donation of books to the art gallery, for example. In this terms, it's okay, but if it's through the government, it usually gets corrupted by money and personal wishes of the government people, so...
And they said, yes, this was a library,
Do you know what people, so in general people feel they're aware of the lack of these kind of public spaces that used to be? Do people talk about this?
No, not... Okay, so you have one generation, the older generation, that always refers to certain places in the city as this was this before the war. So you have this, but for example, the new generation doesn't refer to this kind of history, but only says that we don't have the necessary amount of public spaces that we can use creatively.
And what spaces do you feel? What spaces do you feel are absent? What spaces were here and now are not here?
I mean, what spaces were here? Half of the city was burned, so I really don't know. But I don't think, for example, what I lack is green spaces in the city, because in the war, all the green spaces disappeared because people were using the wood for heating. So it was all cut down, and now you have really just a little bit of parks and a little bit of places where you can be in kind of nature in the city. And then the second problem you have is now, because of the new buildings that are really, really like tall and breaking the law, you have more smog in the city, more pollution during the winter, so it's basically white all the time, you cannot breathe. So yeah, but I don't know really, I don't belong to this generation. I don't feel like I need something that was here in Yugoslavia and now I want it back. I more think like I want something that I really need right now. I don't care about Yugoslavia or anything. So,
Yeah. What do you feel like you need?
So, for example, I started this movement 2 years ago about public spaces because I felt that all the time I'm only forced to like run through the public space. I cannot hang out with my friends, I cannot do anything creative. It's all public space is being used by young people like to smoke weed in the corner and that's it, you know, this is the place where you can hang out. So it started from this, basically Dobre Kote means like a good place for smoking weed, so people were referred to these places because they were totally broken down and you know, police was not there, so they were filled with trash and blah blah blah. And we started repairing these places, exactly these places, like taking the trash out and making them beautiful and creative, putting street art inside, and basically changing places that were just used like illegally for activities like that to places where children can play, where we can create workshops outside and, you know, community gardens, we did that for example, and where we can create art outside of our homes. So yeah, that was
Is there any public library land or?
No. They started like this legal process, so the public library sued this building for not giving them place for books. And they said that this is like now a part of the new law, that this building was only in Yugoslavia a library, and in Bosnia it is a city hall. So that's how they resolved it. And they said no, the books cannot come inside.
Basically, they decided to invent a new function for this place.
In the law.
A lot of buildings that were burned down during the war, the government is trying to reuse them, but for themselves mainly. They are not open to the public like they used to be. They're not the places for people to hang out. I told you guys about the lack of culture in our country of like hanging out in town squares. We have like Skanderia is one of the town squares which is not used to like, you know, read a book, sit and read a book, or I don't know, whatever. You know, you have this town square in front of Cathedral, you have all those mini town squares which you don't use because it's not like you're almost not allowed because there's always someone telling you like, go, why are you here, why? And you're just reading a book. It's not like it's forbidden to read a book. You're not doing anything wrong.
You cannot stay too long in public space. So it's basically in the parks, if you go out and go on the grass to sit, people will first look at you like you're like stupid or definitely a foreigner. And then it's like the next time we did this activity called Free Market, where we invite people to exchange like books for free and things like this. And we did it in a park and we got sued for 200 marks because it's illegal, if you didn't know, to go in the public space on the grass. Because grass belongs to the city and you can only go in the pathways for citizens. There it's legal and the grass is illegal, so I was really shocked also.
And just to make a comparison, you all know that in front of the Eiffel Tower there are a bunch of green spaces and you can actually sit on them and enjoy a coffee or even drink and like have a picnic or eat, and that's in France, in Paris, where in some kind of weird logic you would think, okay, it's forbidden to sit in front of the Eiffel Tower because it's the Eiffel Tower, but no, you can actually do that there, and you can't do that in regular parks here because the police will come, they will chase you away, like,
why do
for no
you think
reason.
they have this mentality of this, why do they think like this?
I
think I have an opinion on this. I think it's connected to the, not being able to put through this new political system that came here and completely, because the laws in Yugoslavia were completely different. Everything belonged to the state, so people would not refer to either public space as something that was there. It was more like state property, and then if it's state property, you need to have permission from the state to use it. So still, I think our police is shaped like this, like the mentality of them, and also from the people who make law, that this space, it belongs to them. It's like the people in the government who own it and not the citizens.
We live in this neo-apocalyptic whatever space, and we don't know how to behave. We didn't have the grief period after the war. We didn't understand what actually happened to us, and this is the result of everything. This is the result of Europe being blind to what happened in Bosnia. This is the result of us letting someone else destroy and manipulate us to destroy our own country, which maybe wasn't the best. Yugoslavia wasn't the best model for a place to live in, but it was a good, simple society which basically took care of its citizens. And now you don't have that. Now you have just a bunch of people trying to do something and failing constantly. That's it.